here we are here at Imola, here for round number 7 of RFL season 15. The 5 red lights are on. We've got Danny M7 on pole position, from Ibuchi in P2, and it's lights out and away we go. It's been a decent start from Angelo in third. He's got a long side Bucci already. Can he challenge into the Tamburello corner? Side by side they go. Who's got the advantage? Looks like Bucci's kept it for now. What's happening further back? Lots of action going on as we look here. It's all nose to tail. Everyone's settling in nicely. Not too much contact, but as I say, that somebody has gone right off into the gravel. I think that must be Notorious. As Danny keeps his lead, Bucci stays P2, but Polar has got ahead of Small Girl, who's got a lot of cars behind him. That's Tarrier making an overtake for P10. He's already made up 6 positions off the start. A good start from Tarrier, and he's trying to make a move on Vapid into the Variante Alta chicane. Side by side they go, and it's great racing between the two of them, and it's Tarrier who gets out on top, and it looks like Ashton's trying to get in the action. Side by side with Vapid is he. Tarrier right on the tail there. Angelo has made a move for second position, and Angelo's up to P2. Apologies for missing that, but it's a great move, what it seems to be for Angelo, and he's up to P2, and he's now going to be chasing down Danny. Tarrier, he is right on the tail of Small Girl, heading towards the chicane. There's no space at this moment in time for him to go through. Looking further forward, Tarrier now, however, gets through, and he's gone up the inside, and he completes that move for P8 into the first of the two Ravazzas, and it looks like Polar's not had an ideal exit out of the final corner. Tarrier's got some DRS open, and Tarrier now up to P7. Oh, going onto the grass a little bit. Small Girl, there's not enough space into the Tamburello this time, but further ahead it's Kozlesko pressuring Hutchins into Villeneuve chicane. Not quite enough space this time though. Right, so on board with the Mercedes of Kozlesko, and it is now side by side between Kozlesko and Hutchins into Ravazza, but it's not quite enough space there. Side by side is it into, yes, on board with Kozlesko, and he's managed to make the pass up to P5 ahead of Hutchins, and look who's just behind them. Tarrier right on the tail. Meanwhile, Polar has overtaken for P9, and there's action further. Vapid down to 11th now as Matthew gets ahead, but now he's into the gravel. He does just about keep it out of the wall. Where is the action happening? Where is it all unfolding? I'll tell you what, it's unfolding into the Variante Alta up the inside for Bucci, or defending the inside should I say, with Bucci, but Bin Max in that Williams car having a look. On to lap 5 now. DRS is open for the Williams of Bin Max. Bucci defends the inside line into the Tamburello, but it could be a good exit for Vapid. He of course is back up to P10. Looking on the tail of Polar is Vapid. He's gone up the inside. Has he made the move stick at all? Not quite. He's not quite been able to do it. Is there going to be some defensive manoeuvres at all in here? Tarrier has a look on Kozlesko, but not quite close enough. Being close enough though is Vapid, because Vapid gets through with some DRS, but has he made the move stick? Has he completed the move? He's not quite. He's got Polar on his tail still, but now they do settle in position, and it's Vapid up to 9th, but there's a battle. P3, 4 and 5 side by side, and they go on to the Piratella. It is Bucci who defends the position for now, and Tarrier has got himself up to P5 and ahead of Kozlesko for now. On to the pit straight for another lap, and it's going to be DRS once again here. And is there going to be some action into the Tamburello this time? Tarrier getting close. Is he going to go up the inside here into the Tamburello? Yes, he does. does the Ferrari man. He has a bit of a slide. There's action all over the field as well. Vapid gets ahead as well for his battle, but it still goes on here. This group still cannot be separated. They are nose to tail. Oh, that's a Williams of Bin Max into the wall. And they've lost a bit of the front wing, and they have dropped right down the order as Ashton has retired. First retirement of this race, as Bin Max down to P11 now. Meanwhile, Bin Max changes that front wing and he's onto some medium tyres as well. Danny M7 leads the way on lap 8. He has got a 1.8, now a 2.1 second advantage on Angelo, but Tarrier's right on the tail of Bucci here. He's pressuring that Red Bull driver for the P3 position. These two are 4.4 seconds off of second position. I take it back, there is not going to be action between these two, but there is going to be action between Hutchins and Kozlezko side by side, and Hutchins up to P5. Polar hitting for VCARB, and it's going to be another set of medium tyres. He's going to get DRS, of course, and Angelo into the pits, and Tarrier into the pits as well. Both Ferraris into the pit lane, and it's Angelo going on to the hard tyres. Tarrier pits and also goes on to some hard tyres. And a nice double stack there from the Ferrari team. Also into pits is Small Girl for Haas. And they go on to some hard tyres. Hutchins goes in, so does Kozlezko. Oh, a 10-second penalty for Hutchins. That is not at all ideal. As Hutchins goes into the pits, he's going to go on to a second set of the medium tyres. Kozlezko has gone on to some hard tyres. Angelo right on the tail of Verstappen 95, and it is going to be side by side. And the Ferrari man opens DRS and goes up to P4 now. That's a Red Bull. They've made a mistake. Formula Bucci has made a big mistake there. They have lost a chunk of time. There's going to be some action, is there, into the Tambuwell corner. Oh, Sauber thinks about going the McLaren, going slightly deep and through Norway there, and into the pits for Danny M7. Going to be some hard tyres for the reigning champion. Of course, sitting third in the Drivers' Championship at the moment, but where is he going to feed out? Through goes Vapid, through goes Angelo as well, and Tarrier is overtaking Verstappen 95 down the pit straight. Oh no, it's going to be close between two of the championship protagonists. Tarrier is ahead of Danny M7, and Danny M7 comes out behind Verstappen 95, but goes side by side and gets through up to P5, but Danny comes out behind the two Ferrari drivers, as Angelo gets ahead of Vapid heading into the Piratella. Formula Bucci into the pit lane, and he's going to go on to some hard compound tyres. And where's he going to slot into the field? Also in is Vapid, Coot 74, and he has gone on to the hard tyres also. And Bucci is going to slot. Is he going to slot P8? Just, oh, it's going to be close, is it? Going to be close out the pit lane here. Oh, and Bucci coming out just ahead of Polar. And Rapid has come out P12. We see at the moment Kozlezko on the tail of Verstappen 95, the Aston Martin, the only driver still yet to pit, and Kozlezko goes through and up to P5. DRS is going to be open for the Williams of Bin Max, and they head through onto another lap, and it's going to be nose to tail. Bin Max heading for the outside, a slight bit of wheel touching between the two of them, and Polar defending the position nicely. That is Matthew joining in on the action as well. Vapid is not too far away from this either. We can just see there in the background. So, what's going to happen this lap? Is it going to be a good exit from Polar, or is Bin Mac going to be able to take advantage of the DRS, which is of course open now? So Bin Mac's on the tail of Polar once again, and what is the outcome this time? Polar defending the inside again, side by side again, but Bin Mac has more of an advantage this time, and he has now got that P9 position. Matthew trying to get in the action as well, but Vapid gets now the advantage and up into P9 for P9, P11 for Vapid, and he's going to try for P10 onto Polar as well into the Tosa corner. And Vapid 2 overtakes in the space of a few corners there, so very nicely done there from the Mercedes. We could see some action here as well. Small girl on the tail having a wee bit of a look, but not quite enough into the first Ravazza. Formula Bucci right on the tail as well. Oh, they get very close, and that could allow Bucci to swoop through and get 2 overtakes done there. Very nicely done from Bucci, as now Small Girl gets through for P7. And now Vapid gets through on Bin Max for P9 as well now. Kozlesko's caught up to the tail of Hutchins here. And could we maybe see some action between these two? As it's a bit of a mistake from Hutchins, and Kozlesko through for P4 there in time, but meanwhile Hutchins has DRS open and Hutchins gets back through. Meanwhile, what's happened to Tarrier, because Danny has got through for P2. And Polar into the pits for a set of hards, and Matthew into the pits for a set of soft tyres. Verstappen 95 into the pits, and he's going to go on to some medium tyres, and he's gone, what is that, 18 laps on his first stint. So let's see where the second stint takes him. So let's see, Formula Bucci's caught up as well, but into the pits goes Hutchins. Hutchins pitting. So is that going to allow Bucci through on Kozlesko? Yes, it is by the looks of things, and through and up to P4 goes the Red Bull of Formula Bucci. It's Hutchins into his pit box. He is, by the looks of things, serving a penalty, and it looks there like he's going to go on some hard tyres for his next stint. And there we go. Pit stop complete now, and that would have felt like an entirety there for the Sauber of Hutchins. Top 3 are converging on each other, but into the pits for Tarrier. Tarrier first to pit for the second time of the front runners, and it's going to be some action for the lead. Danny going round the outside into Tamburello, and Danny M7 takes the lead here at Imola. Meanwhile, Tarrier has gone on some hard tyres. And into the pits for Small Girl as Vapid goes through. Now out onto the circuit goes Tarrier. It's going to be just ahead of Kozlesko, is it? Nope, it's going to be just ahead of Vapid. Just ahead of Vapid, 74. Kozlesko into the pits. Let's see his tyre choice. It's going to be some hard tyres. It is going to be some DRS for Small Girl here down the pit straight. There we see the DRS is open, and it's going to be side by side, and through goes the Haas of Small Girl, and up to P9 for them. Okay, Kozlesko has made a move on Bin Max there for what is now P6. So yeah, into the pits for Bin Max, and they're going to go on to some hard compound tyres. Oh, that was a fastest lap from Matthew on some new medium tyres. What we could be seeing is some penalty situations. That is where we are at for now. So it is nose to tail for P3 and 4. It is Bucci in the Red Bull, it is Tarrier in the Ferrari, and it's DRS open for LTK Tarrier. What's going to happen here as we head towards Tamburello? Bucci making the defending the inside. Oh, they make a bit of contact. Oh, it's great side-by-side action, and who's going to come out ahead? It is going to be LTK Tarrier, who gets up to P3. It is DRS open for Kozlesko, and he's closing up to his teammate Vapid, but they stay in position for now as Gnarly retires from the Grand Prix. And is that in pit lane entrance? I do not know, but then Max gets ahead of Verstappen 95. It is in the pit lane entrance, I think. This time, are we going to see a change for position? Kozlesko will get the DRS here, and Vapid not making things too difficult for his teammate there, and Kozlesko up to P5 there. Tarrier got right onto the tail of his teammate here on this final lap. Puts on some pressure, but oh, Tarrier spun into the Variante Alta. Tarrier spun. Does he have the gap behind? They're right on each other. However, Danny M7 rounds the final corner. He does his celebrity weaving, and he's won the Grand Prix here at Imola. Danny M7 wins the race, and it's going to be Angelo second position. Tarrier has stayed ahead of Bucci. It's Tarrier third. Bucci is fourth. Kozlesko is going to be P5. Vapid is going to finish P6. Hutchins 7th. Small Girl 8th. Binmax 9th. Verstappen 10th. Polar 11th. Salmon 12th. Matthew 13th. But is any of that going to change with penalties? There we go. Results on screen. So Danny M7 wins here at Imola with Angelo P2 and Tarrier rounding off the podium in P3, and then it's P4 for Bucci, P5 Kozlesko, Vapid P6, Hutchins P7, Small Girl P8, Binmax P9, Verstappen P10, Polar 11th, Sam 12th, Matthew 13th, and then it's Gnarly, Ashton and Notorious, your three non-classified drivers.